Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode number 120. I'm reviewing the 21st episode of the anime, The Entrusted Mission, Protect the One Tails. Yep, this one has a return of characters in this episode. Last week, you had the return of Sasuke, even though he was slain just a few episodes back. You also have the return of Gaara, and how you pronounce the guy? Is Urasuki. Yep. He came back. All three of these characters came back last week's episode. This will have a return of Konkaru, Shiki's team, and the biggest one of all, making his second ever appearance in the series, Shikaku. Yes, the former tail beast Gaara was host to. Yes, he was once host to him. Yep. Apparently, he was hiding in a giant dome. Yep. Yeah, Gar asked the obvious question. I think some people ask, "What are you doing here?" And Boruto does not answer the damn question. Despite the fact the viewers know what he's doing there. He went to go look for Sasuke because he wanted to train with him. Okay. So he holds back because he's about to attack Urasuki, and Gar holds back and says, "You're not powerful enough to take him on." And Boruto's like, "What? Really?" Probably because of the current power level, plus because he has low getting. So he holds him back, and then of course, well, he's about to use his fishing pole, his fishing line to harvest Gaara's chakra, and then all of a sudden, iron sand pops up out of nowhere, and it's Shiki. Gaara's like, "I thought I told you to protect Shikaku." He's just like, of course, he's basically acting like someone protect his father. Yep. And then Shikaku shows up, just blasts his way right through the dome, and he just basically fires off what appears to be his own version of the atomic breath, or at least some kind of big omega cannon. They fires right out of his mouth, and lucky enough, Gaara is able to, like before, Urushiki's able to recover. He traps him in the Grand Mausoleum Seal, which should hold him for a while, and holds off his puppets, which apparently got from Tonari, even though Tonari is basically frozen on the frickin' moon. Then basically, that's when Conqueror shows up with everybody else, and of course, well, Gaara basically, and of course, Bart's like, "No, what the heck is going on?" He's after Shikaku. Doesn't mention though if they ever went after the other tail beast. Nope. So they put Shikaku in, for what I can tell, is the original jar that held him before he was transferred to Gaara when he was a freaking baby. Yep. So he goes in there willingly, and then thinks, "Man, this thing is heavy." And then Shikaku just pops out, and just basically, it looks so funny to see a mini Shikaku. Because how are you going to transfer a giant tail beast? Well, that's a way to do it. I mean, from the size, it kind of reminds me of from that two-parter from that stuff they had from season 20 from Naruto Shippuden. If you ever watched that two-parter, it's basically everybody's tail beast is like a tiny little like puppy that sits on their shoulder, and that's pretty much a tail beast. Yeah. So apparently Shiki wants to carry Master Shikaku. I'm not sure why he calls him that. Probably because he respects him. And then he decides to not go with Shiki. He just hops on Baruto's back without even talking to him about it. So Baruto's basically running. He's doing the whole running with his arms backwards thing, despite the fact he's got an open jacket. I'm not sure. Maybe the animators basically got some complaints about Baruto not running like Elrus Ninja do. So they decided to have him, just for no explained reason, run with his arms behind his back for more speed. So they have Kankuru, Shiki, Baruto, and Shikaku go to Hidden Leaf Village. The first one they communicate is like, and of course Baruto says, "Hey, the Hidden Leaf Village is that way." It's like, we're gonna communicate with them first. So they go to an old wind power station. And apparently this place was abandoned for years, so like power lines been cut. It looks like this place has been abandoned about 10, 20 years tops. So they decided to go straight to the Hidden Leaf Village. So then, of course, Baruto is thirsty, goes outside, and, well, and then he's trying to get a drink, and Chikaku's like, "Oh, I want to go pee." Yes. He's like, "Tailbeast pee?" He's like, "Yeah, sure we do." Then, of course, well, He goes up behind a rock, and of course he's alone. And it's like, and of course Boruto's cheeky lady is like he's when his tail beasts don't pee. He figures out he just wants to chillax by himself. So Shiki, with his iron hand, picks up Shikaku, puts him inside himself. He probably carries him inside of that thing. I'm not really sure of how he carries him. So they run across the desert for a while, and almost to the point where Baruto's about to pass out. So they camp, and I thought this was a really adorable scene where the mini Shikaku is sleeping next to Baruto, and his tail is basically rubbing against Baruto's nose. It's so funny. And I appreciate and I really love the character development between Kankuro and Shiki, one of his nephews. It's a very good scene, well written. I kind of wish we got more scenes like this in the series. They're just them simply talk with the sky, talk a little about Naruto, talk a little about Gar himself, and of course, Kankuro talks to Baruto when he wakes up. Of course, somehow Shiki pick up Shikaku while Baruto was sleeping, and it was Kankuro who woke up Baruto. Okay, and they talk a little bit about Shiki, how he's somewhat antisocial. He says, well, he gets it from his father, and then they start running, and then all of a sudden, four puppets show up with another guy. He says, well, these are puppets. I'll handle them. I'm a puppet ninja. And then he summons his black ant and the salamander puppets, which, when was the last time he summoned these things? I mean, last time I saw these things was actually in Shippuden. Like, because it's been such a long time since anybody's seen Kankuro, and I know he's got updated look for him, such as the whole more face. He's got, from what I can tell, looks like he has the face paint look that he had from Shippuden, just with a different set of clothes. That's the only thing they changed by him. And they proceed to, well, first he summons a black ant, and then he realizes, oh, maybe I should summon a little more puppets. He summons a salamander, and looks like possibly could summon maybe one more puppet if he wanted to, but who knows? But there's like 3 puppets he has to take on. And then of course you have Shiki and Baruto just running off his, you better catch up, Kankuro. He's like, sure. Of course they will. And that's where the episode ends. I gotta say, this is a very good episode. Oh yeah, and they mentioned, and of course they do ask the question in the episode, like what's gonna happen to Sasuke? Says, oh, he's gonna be fine. He'll get back, no problem. So yeah, fantastic episode, and I really love the character stuff they do this. It's more of a character episode with a little bit of action, but lots of character stuff and a little bit of setup for possibly next week's episode. It looks like we're gonna have Tamari return next week's episode along with Shikidai. Apparently they're in the Hidden Sand Village. Okay. Yep. And of course, next week's episode is called Puppet Battle, which should be interesting. Yep. But they didn't show Baruto and tease, mostly just take on more of the puppets and seeing Tamari and Shikidai in the Hidden Sand Village, which first time I can think of Shikidai has ever been to the Hidden Sand Village in the series. I'm sure he's maybe visited once before, but first time in the actual series has been seen, he's actually been there. Yep. Oh, and also Bart just complained that, like, can you keep up? So, I'm not used to running on sand. Okay, that I can actually let that slide for Baruto, despite how sometimes people think he's a little bit annoying, but that's kind of true because, well, he doesn't run on sand, he runs on grass. And he runs in trees too, so I kind of understand basically, like, he's not used to the terrain. That's basically what it is with him. But overall, really good episode. And next one is definitely going to be Dragon Ball Super because I just saw it was uploaded, so I'm watching it next. And then the Case Goes Some, and that'll be it for videos hopefully today. Maybe like 1 hour one if I get time to, okay? But to you next view. Bye.